Hello, Master Duel Central. How's it going, guys? Today I have something pretty weird for you. I've been cooking this up all day. Shout outs to Gentle Fist. In my comment, if that's a funny name, he was saying, I wonder if zombies and Despia can work together. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I could think of a couple of things where there would be synergy. For instance, like if you have Zombie World on the field and you summon Fallen of Albaz, it doesn't matter what your opponent has on the field. You can always just go into Dragon Necro, Nether Soul Dragon. There's a couple other ways, like Despia Theater is a good way to get rid of zombies in your hand if you only have like the Armageddon Knight and you don't have the Uni Zombie. So like if you have Necroworld Banshee and Mezuki in your hand, let's say, you could activate the Despia Theater, and then you could like summon Armageddon Knight, sending the Glow Up Bloom with Zombie World on the field, stuff like that. So I just thought it was really interesting. This is not like optimized yet. I'm still been like working on it. I have a lot of cards missing. Obviously, like I don't have the 3 Uni Zombie. And I didn't want to spend really UR dust. I just wanted to take the Despia cards I had and the zombie cards I had and just try to see if I could come up with something. It's more an idea I'm throwing out there that maybe you can like optimize better for yourself and stuff. I think like this deck might benefit from being a 60 card pile with the grass is greener and a bunch of hand traps. However, I don't have the grass is greener. I'm kind of low on UR dust, man. I'm fiending for that UR dust right now. So I didn't really want to spend too much on this, but I do think it's a pretty cool deck, and you'll see from the gameplay that it's really strong when it pops off. So what we have in here is Jet Synchron, Glow Up Bloom, 3 Despian Tragedy, 2 Unizombie, 2 Mezuki, 1 Armageddon Knight. The reason I'm playing this and not Gozuki is because this card has double utility, because you can send the Fallen of Albaz, and while Zombie World is on the field, you can actually revive your Fallen of Albaz using Mezuki to then use the Fallen of Albaz effect to suck up an opponent's monster and make a Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon. So this card kind of has a couple more utilities in this deck. We have 3 copies of Shrine Solitaire. I might play 2 if I had 3 Unizombie, but it's still just a crazy good card. And this card alone is a Scythe lock. Obviously, it's susceptible to Ash, but you can definitely do a Scythe lock with just a Shrine Solitaire. 3 Necroworld Banshee, 2 Fallen of Albaz, 3 copies of Aluber, the Jester of Despia, 1 copy of Artifact Scythe, 1 copy of Doomking balerdroch, 1 copy of Dramaturge of Despia, 1 copy of Albion the Shrouded Dragon, 1 Monster Reborn. If I had the Foolish Burial, I would replace Monster Reborn with Foolish Burial, but I don't have it, so we threw the Monster Reborn in there. It comes up sometimes. 1 Terraforming, 1 copy of Lightning Storm, 2 copies of Branded Bond, 2 copies of Zombie World, 2 copies of Despia Theater, 2 copies of Super Polymerization. Super Poly in this deck is even better than in Despia, and it's also arguably even better than in Zombies, because you can use it with the Zombie World on the field, obviously, and any 2 monsters will become Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon. But you can also just use it as you were before, where it's like if you have Fallen of Valbaz on the field, you can activate it and grab like an effect monster your opponent summoned that turn, or a light monster if you want to make Albion maybe. So it's just as good as it is in Branded, but it also has all the added benefits that it has in Zombie. So this card is really easy to activate in this deck. Probably the easiest time I've had activating Super Poly in a deck. 1 copy of Twin Twisters and 3 copies of Branded Opening. Oh, another interesting fact is a Unizombie actually triggers your Despian Tragedy because it discards as an effect and not as a cost. So you have a couple ways of playing around with this deck, and there's definitely a lot of little synergies going on here and there. For the extra deck, we're playing a lot of fusion monsters. We've got 2 Nether Soul Dragon, 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, 1 Predaplant Dragostapelia, 1 Titaniclad the Ash Dragon, 1 Brigrin the Glory Dragon, 1 Sprind, 1 Albion the Branded Dragon, and 2 Quiritis, as well as the full Scythe Lock package, which would be TG Wonder Magician, Baronne the Fleur, Linkaribo, 1 copy of Halkify Rex, and a copy of Dagda. So that's the deck I have so far. I mean, like I said, I think there's a lot of ways to improve it, but I do think you guys should check this out and maybe try to do your own iteration on it if you have a lot of these cards, or you already had zombies and want a new way to play it. I just think this is a really interesting way to play it. So without further ado, let me show you some of the gameplay. Alright, so we have 2 replays here, one going first and one going second. We're going to start with the one going first, but I'm going to be showing you both replays. They're both pretty interesting, so let's go right into it. Now, I will warn you, they don't call me Misplay Central for nothing, so I'm not saying I'm playing perfect in these. So here in our hand, we have Shrine Solitaire, Despian Tragedy, Necroworld Banshee, Aluber, the Jester of Despia, and Super Polymerization. Pretty great hand for this deck. So we're going to start with the Shrine Solitaire. And what we're going to go here for is basically just a Scythe Lock combo. We're going to start it off with an easy, simple little Scythe Lock. Here with the Unizombie, we trigger the Despian Tragedy in the hand, and we go search a Dramaturge of Despia. Then we activate the other Uni-Zombie effect, sending a Mezuki from deck to grave. With Mezuki, we banish it to special summon our Shiranui Solitaire back from the grave, make ourselves a Halki Fibrax, just like that. Now with Halki Fibrax, we're going to be special summoning Jet Synchron from the deck, and Jet Synchron will become a Link Karibo. Now what's cool about this, the reason I did that and I didn't discard the Necroworld Banshee with the Uni-Zombie is because the Jet Synchron afterwards can just discard the Necroworld Banshee and we'll be able to activate Zombie World. So discarding Necroworld Banshee to summon the Jet Synchron, activate Necroworld Banshee, activate Zombie World right from the deck, and we go into Dagda. Alright, now we're going to set the Super Poly, and we're just going to pass turn. As soon as our opponent does anything in main phase 1, we're going to be activating the Crystron Halki Fibrax. So our opponent activates Pot of Prosperity, we activate the Halki Fibrax effect, banishing, and then we chain the Dagda to set a Scythe right from the deck. Chain resolves, our Dagda effect resolves, we get to set our Scythe, and then we get to summon a TG Wonder Magician. Just like that. Then we get to see what our opponent's playing, and they're playing DD mixed with Yangzing. Yeah. And a little bit of Assault Mode, a little bit of Endymion. They're pretty much playing a bit of everything. So now we're activating our effect of TG Wonder Magician, popping the Scythe. Scythe effect in the grave, special summons itself. And we get to go into Baronne de Fleur. And our opponent is Scythe locked, and they have to deal with a Baronne de Fleur, which they can't do. They cannot contest it. So here's Baronne de Fleur, beautiful card. Love the artwork, love the artwork. Our opponent sets and passes, not much else they can do. It's kind of rough if you're playing Yangzing and you can't use your extra deck. Now we activate the effect of Baronne de Fleur, popping the monster. It was Assault Beast. We normal summon the Aluber. Aluber searches Despia Theater. We're going to activate the Despia Theater as we don't really need the Zombie World anymore, and our opponent's just going to scoop. We would have obviously just Fusion Summoned and went for game there. We had an Omni Negate for the back row. It was easy clap. Now for the next replay here, we're going second, and this game is a little more interesting. Yeah, so our hand is Despian Tragedy, Shiranui Solitaire, Necroworld Banshee, Aluber, and Despia Theater. So really good hand. Pretty similar to the last hand we had actually. Our opponent summons Jiaotu, Darkness of the Yangzing, and they get to summon a bunch of Yangzings on the field. I'm not going to read every effect. But yeah, they go into Denglong, which is completely broken. They're going to search a Yangzing creation from their deck. Then they're going to go into Yahtzee, Evil of the Yangzing. The third effect of Denglong activates, and they set 2 and pass turn. Now we're going to draw for our turn. We draw the Artifact Scythe. Pretty good. Can't complain. We activate the Despia Theater. They activate their Omni Negate instantly. The whole point of this was kind of just to bait the Omni Negate, to be honest. Because we knew they had the other trap, but I figured if they searched... Basically, I figured if they're searching... what, Yangzing Creation, is it? Yeah, I figured if they're searching Yangzing Creation, that means they already had the Omni Negate. Because if not, they would have definitely searched the Omni Negate. So anyway... We normal summon Shiranui Solitaire. We go get our Uni-Zombie. We set the Scythe, activate Uni-Zombie. We do this little move here where we level up Pulao because it has a quick effect to Synchro Summon. And I figured if I just move its level up by 1, might disrupt the plays. I'm not sure if it helps in any way, but that's why I did that. And then we send the Necroworld Banshee to the grave from the hand. And we activate Zombie World. Then we send the Glow Up Bloom from the deck to the grave to banish it and summon Doomking Balerdroch to the field. So Doomking Balerdroch with Zombie World, everyone knows, is just broken. It can negate a zombie effect, and when a zombie effect, it can banish a zombie from either field or grave, which is really broken. Our opponent is going to activate the Yangzing Creation and special summon a Yangzing from their deck. Not a problem. The whole chain resolves. The reason we can't negate any of this is because Doomking Balerdroch cannot activate its effects during the damage step, which is when everything here triggered. Now, when they activate the effect of Suani to Synchro Summon, we're going to activate our Doomking Balerdroch effect. And the thing about Doomking Balerdroch is you don't have to choose if you're going to negate or banish until you're resolving your effect. So they're going to chain as Chainlink 3 Pulao, Wind of the Yangzing, which is not a problem. Basically, they're going to Synchro Summon using those 3 materials right here. Going to go into I don't even know how to... Chao Fang, Phantom of the Yangzing. And now on our chain link, we're going to banish the Chow Feng. So pretty crazy stuff. Now, obviously, we pass turn because we can't attack it. We can't beat over Suani with a puny little uni-zombie. Our opponent's going to activate Monster Reborn. Nice top deck, bro. Nice top deck. Special summoning Denglong back from the graveyard. And then Denglong effect activates. We're going to negate that effect because we don't want him to search another Omni-Negate. That's for sure. Definitely don't want to see that. Our opponent is going to go into Stellar Wind Wolf Rayet and trigger the Denglong in the grave. I decide to banish the Wolf Rayet. I wasn't sure if my opponent was going to be able to boost that attack up to 4,000. I didn't want to risk it. So I just decided to banish it because we already used our negate this turn. And they just decide to summon Tauti and beat over our puny little uni-zombie. So now our turn comes. We draw Super Poly. Pretty broken card in this deck. We normal summon Aluber. And because Aluber is treated as a zombie on the field, that triggers our Doomking Balerdroch and allows us to banish a monster. We're going to be banishing the face down because we'd rather deal with unknowns because we can easily just beat over this card. We're going to get ourselves a Branded Opening, activate the Branded Opening, discarding the Despian Tragedy to summon the Dramaturge, then triggering the Despian Tragedy in the graveyard to add an Aluber to our hand. Then we're going to activate Super Polymerization. Using the Dramaturge and our opponent's monster, we're going to summon Quiritis, and Dramaturge, because it's been used as a fusion material, will summon itself from the graveyard, like this. And you can see this board is pretty insane. So yeah, a lot of fun playing this deck today. And I had a lot of fun building it. Definitely think like you can improve it and stuff because it's not like the most consistent. Like it could really use either some hand traps or hand trap negation, but definitely very powerful when it pops off and just a ton of fun to play. So that's it for the gameplay. So yeah, that's the deck. Let me know if you guys know of any ways to maybe improve it, if you figured out anything. Let me know if you even like the idea. Maybe you don't, but I thought this deck was really cool. I had a lot of fun building it today and playing it. You know, it's my build, so there's probably a lot of things wrong with it. I'm playing a lot of 2-ofs, which might be hard to justify, but I'm just going to go with it, man. I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope you did too. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to my UCT tier patrons. That's John Caceres, Bongerman420, and Raptor. Have yourself an awesome day, and peace.